Cybersecurity is not usually top of mind on Black Friday, but with more connected devices on the market than ever before, perhaps it should be. McAfee, which is owned by Intel, is out with a new report showing that less than half of consumers take proper precautions to secure their holiday gifts, and many don't even know what they should be doing. McAfee says the most hackable gift categories this year are the obvious ones, like laptops, smartphones, but also connected home devices and drones. Bruce Snell is Intel Security's head of cybersecurity and privacy. He joins us now from Intel's Plano, Texas hub. So, Bruce, first of all, sum up, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to buy, and how are we supposed to secure it?
Well, it's one of these things is you buy, the nice new gadget. It's the new shiny object that's going to make your life easier. But unfortunately, people don't really think about all the security ramifications that go into that. PCs are always a big holiday item, but they're also one of the most easy to hack. So there's a lot of things that you can do as you go and buy a new device, including making sure that you've changed the password, making sure that you've updated the software on it. There's a lot of things you can do to really to secure that device, but you have to know that there's something to do.
Some of the things you talk about being particularly vulnerable media players, by that I assume you mean things like Apple TV, Roku, PlayStations. Why would somebody want to hack those devices?
Well, we always think about the home network as a safe haven. You don't necessarily think that there's a hacker running around on your home network, but if you have a device that you trust, like your Roku or your PlayStation or your Xbox, you don't necessarily think that maybe it's been hacked and is potentially listening in on all the transactions and all the data that's going across your network. So you really need to make sure that we're protecting that kind of safe haven that we build for ourselves.
Same thing with drones. I mean, as far as Christmas gifts go, we're talking mostly recreational drones. Are drones really that vulnerable?
Well, drones are interesting because they're really built for for speed and to be light and easy to operate. But a lot of times these drones ship without any sort of security measures put in place. There are a number of drones will ship with open ports that you can use to log into remotely. So there's a lot of inherent vulnerabilities that exist in these drones that people could use to take over the drone or basically destroy it. I mean, you can imagine it's kind of the modern equivalent of get off my lawn, right? Maybe somebody could set up a kind of a bubble where any drone that flies near their house gets instantly hacked and drops out of the sky. These are the sort of things that you could do when you don't have a device properly secured.
What about kids' gifts? What kind of kids' gifts are most vulnerable?
Well, a lot of kids, will typically get, either a tablet or a new laptop, and we've seen a lot of malware increase for both of those devices. In fact, I think PC malware has increased about 100% over the last year. Mac malware has actually increased dramatically. There's always been this kind of urban myth that Macs don't get viruses, but in the last year we actually saw a 525% increase in malware targeting the Mac operating system.
So, to stay away from this, is it as simple as just not buying anything that's connected to the internet, or is that extreme? Well,
I think we're going to hit a point where you can't buy anything that's not connected to the internet. So many things rely on the internet or the cloud to do a lot of the back-end processing that makes the device lighter weight and cheaper and easier to use. So disconnecting is really not going to be an option. What we have to do is make sure that manufacturers ship with proper security, but then also we have to get people to start thinking about making sure that the devices are secure. We think about, if you get if you get a car or you get some sort of large, appliance, there's regular maintenance that you have to do on those devices. But people don't necessarily think about that when you buy a PC or a drone or, a smart webcam or something like that. So it's kind of a shift that's going to have to take place in the general consumer population of thinking about security as one of those things that you have to keep up to date.